last podcast episode.
Yeah.
I told Carson, we were talking about Pal World. Anyone who's listened to the episode next will hear it. We were talking about Pal World, and I told Carson if he can find a clip of me ever saying that there's no way Pal World would ever get sued by Nintendo, I'd give him $100 on this podcast. Dude, Pal World getting sued by
Oh yeah.
by Nintendo.
That was
time.
inevitable. Remember years ago you told me that wasn't ever going to happen?
Yeah. Well, they started the lawsuit. We'll see what happens. No. I don't think I ever argued that it wasn't going to happen.
I think you did. I think I remember vividly saying
stuff.
there's no way that they can get sued. I think I remember that being.
I don't know, man. That's pretty.
Dude,
that's
I'm
pretty
gonna.
far
I'm
stretch
gonna
for
go.
Pokemon
I'm gonna go
that look exactly like Pokemon.
I'm gonna go review the tapes. I'm gonna go check the
you
footage.
find it and send it to me
evidence.
where I said that they'll never get sued. I will personally hand you $100 on the next podcast.
Dude,
I know it's never happened.
Done.
Obviously they did.
Right.
But Microsoft is not dumb enough to put a game on their Game Pass for free and host that to a game they know is going to get hit with a lawsuit.
That's fair.
There's no way. Because then they're getting involved in it.
Yeah, they probably did.
They're too smart
I
for
would
that.
love to know what the legal side of that looks
There
like.
is none. That's the
But it's
thing. There is none. There is none. There is none. There is none.
I don't know. You
dude,
never know.
Because that's like
Microsoft.
me.
it
That's
just came out though. Like
Microsoft has them on their Game Pass. That's a huge difference maker than an indie game getting released. They're saying this game we're hosting on our platform. They're taking responsibility, saying we're going to give this game for free for the people. Like that's a big difference. If it came out for free, not on Game Pass or whatever, and you just got to download it, that's one thing. But Game Pass, they're back. Microsoft is behind it.
But it's
now.
also on Steam. Like you can purchase it on Steam and stuff.
It's free.
Is it really free?
It's all free. Yeah. And I am a man of my word, and I'm going to give you $100.
My man. Thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome. DJ said he's owed half though because he brought it up. I said you got to deal with Carson on that one. Hey, it's New Year's Eve.
It's
dude.
New Year's
we're
Eve.
filming
Why not?
downtown. That's
But
supposed to not
I appreciate
fireworks.
this. I appreciate you're a man of your word,
Gotta be.
and you're also.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I like this idea better than the chalkboard where we tally.
Yeah,
Every
well,
time
you're
Jeremy's
welcome for me
podcast-
bringing it up.
Can we have a jar? Yeah, thank you. You know, yeah, you deserve it. You deserve it.
Every
20.
time Jeremy's caught gaslighting, I have to give you guys $100.
No, just like have a jar, and every time Jeremy's caught gaslighting, you just put $1 into it, and then at the end of the season, we split the jar and get some advertisement,
and a bowl of mac and cheese.
and we get a bowl.
And a
We eat a
noticeable.
bowl of mac and
Did
cheese.
you guys watch the game last night? We got.
I really
really.
didn't. No, I'm sorry.
I wasn't
I
going
was
to.
watching your text, but go ahead and vent. I mean, you're wearing the hat. You have
Dude.
every right to.
A buddy of mine texted me and he was like, what did he say? I would pull my phone up, but we're using it to record. But a buddy of mine texted me and he was like, he said something about, it was like something about watching the game, but not directly asking me if I watched the game. And I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, the game, or did you give up on the Niners? And I was like, bro, I have not watched a Niners game in probably 3 weeks because they're so bad.
They're bad.
But then last night, because my dad's in town, I was like, well, let's watch the game. So we put the game on, and my dad's like, it's halftime, let's go to bed. And I was like, he's like, well, are you going to go to bed? And I was like, no. I was like, I'm going to watch the game a little bit longer. He's like, why? The Niners are winning. We were up by like 2 scores. I said, because it's the Niners. And I was like, it's a game. And lo and behold, Jake Moody comes in clutch, misses all 3 kicks of the game. Listen to this. We're up by 2 scores, bro. 2 scores going into the second half. Moody misses all 3 of his kicks that game, 2 of which are a field goal, okay? And one of them was an extra point. 7 points total he missed, right?
Oof.
We lost that game by 6 points.
No way.
Yes.
So how many people are calling for Moody's head right now?
Dude, everybody's been calling for Moody's head.
That's true. We talked about that on the
I
last
firmly
episode.
believe that Moody is the reason we lost the Super Bowl last year. We lost by 2 points. He missed the field goal in the 4th quarter.
That's right. Oof.
Dude, and Shanahan's crazy because Moody's been doing this all season. This is not the first game he's gone 0 for whatever
Right.
this season. It is not, right? He sucks.
No, he's
But-
bad.
But Shanahan keeps telling the press, well, we're confident in him. We believe he's the right guy. And I think he's just either saving face or like
because
trying.
they drafted him. That's
Yes,
the only
that or
reason.
they want to get something out of him for a trade or something, which is crazy.
Trade no kicker.
Yeah, but no
Yeah.
NFL front office is going to watch the footage of him this year
I'm
and
saying,
be like,
dude,
this is the guy we
That's
need.
why it's like, what are you doing? Just come out and say, yes, he sucks. We dropped him. Our backup's in. Can't get any worse from here, right? Like we're literally losing multiple games from this guy.
because of him. Yeah, no,
multiple.
that's
Like
bad.
not
What's the record that y'all have right now? As
6
of
and 10
December
as of
31st?
last night. 6 and 10.
6 and 10. Okay.
So bad.
mean-
nobody would have guessed this, dude.
If you're that dependent on your kicker, just score more.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree with you. I agree with you, but it's not. We're not in this position every game. Like the Niners are notorious for. I mean, our average since Purdy came in was like over 30 points a game. I mean, we're putting up offense, right? But when you don't have Christian McCaffrey, you don't have Ayuk, right? You don't have Trent Williams.
Ayuk wasn't doing anything.
True, but he could have, and I'm going to be hopeful.
The
But,
potential.
yeah, there's a lot of pieces missing, and so it's obviously going to bring our games a little
My
bit closer.
dumbass
but-
drafted Christian McCaffrey first overall in
What
my
do you mean,
in my
dumbass?
in
Yeah,
my
look
fantasy
at the
draft.
season last year, I would have.
Yeah, but it didn't work out well. I did not get the punishment though. I finished second to last.
Man.
What's the punishment?
24 hours at an IHOP. You lose an hour for every
It's a pretty common
pancake
one.
that you eat. Yeah.
Real quick.
I
hate to cut you off.
no,
but
no.
it'll
I had
be worth
nothing
it
to
you.
say. Hit me
Yellowstone.
again.
I didn't actually spoil it because what I said about John Dutton was inaccurate.
Oh, yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
let's add a tally to the board.
Well, anybody thought that based off of the first episode.
Yeah.
I mean,
but
would
I haven't
think
even watched
because
it
that's
ever,
how
so I don't.
left it, but I don't know. But
I mean, it
it's
wasn't
good.
really
Wait,
inaccurate.
what was it that you said, and what were the revelations you found out?
I had said that he offed himself.
Well, he was also missing information because he hadn't finished the season.
Oh
Yeah. But in granted, that's what they want you to
Oh,
think.
That was
then, yeah, then
presented.
you were
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, so you were just in the story of the show.
Yeah,
Did
yeah,
it
yeah.
redeem itself? Without
it's so
spoiling.
bad.
Is it still,
So
is it still
bad,
bad?
dude,
Okay,
so
well,
bad. It's
there's
unbelievable
that.
how
It
bad
was-
it is. What the heck was that?
I don't know, man. It's New Year's
what happens when we
Eve.
record.
People,
Is that your
people are
mic?
going. That's when we're recording outside today. We are outdoors
In the middle of the city.
in the middle of the city.
And
Actually,
we built a set.
we built a set on Piedmont Ave, and here we are.
Rooftop bar. Dude, DJ said that everybody on Amazon, all the drivers are on strike. And
How does that work for people who want?
I'm saying,
Packages.
yeah, I know. I've ordered stuff and it's getting delayed. But DJ said it doesn't matter to him. He said it doesn't even affect him
My day to day.
because he's in a position. I don't understand it. He said it doesn't affect him at all, but he's in the warehouse.
It sounds-
getting crap ready to get shipped out.
It sounds like he's saying that his salary is too high to worry about that.
I will not be making any opinions on my job on this podcast.
Okay.
That's true.
That's smart.
Yeah, so somebody could listen to that.
Yeah.
So let's talk about something else, like football.
Like football, like how the Niners.
No, we can talk about the Seahawks.
Oh yeah, the Seahawks.
Honestly, I could not tell you, other than the Lions being 14-2 now. I couldn't
Yeah.
tell you what anyone other than the Chiefs being damn near.
Chiefs are
undefeated,
stupid
which is
and they're
crazy.
cheating.
Witchcraft
They're not
lucky.
cheating, but
Yeah,
the
Taylor
NFL is
Swift.
cheating. The Vikings are really good. Sam Darnold is
Crazy, dude. I saw
Sam
that. Yeah.
Darnold is insane, and I love it.
Yeah,
And I
he's-
could not be happier.
I'm glad for him.
Could
Yeah,
not be happier.
He deserves it, dude.
What now? Here's an interesting question. The Vikings drafted J.J. McCarthy not first overall, but in the first round of this most recent draft. He goes down with an injury. They put in Sam Darnold. He balls out and leads them to the playoffs. So what do? You only have Sam Darnold for this year. If you're the
It's
Vikings,
not anything. Just to throw some, I'm not taking
Yeah.
away your point, but that's not anything special. The Vikings have been going to the playoffs.
no, but their record this year is insane,
What is it?
and they're one of the best teams in football.
What's the record?
I think they're like 12-4 or something,
Yeah.
or like
Oh, wow.
13-4 or something like that.
Meanwhile, it's Kirk got benched.
They're the
Yeah, and then
second
Kirk
seed,
is-
I think. Yeah.
But do you like if you go far in the playoffs, right? Do you keep Sam Darnold, or do you like sign him to the contract and have this rookie just sitting there, or like
I don't see how
what's
you
Sam
don't.
Darnold's future looking
I mean,
like?
J.J. McCarthy's like 21 or 22. He's got time to develop. And
Sam
Why
Darnold's
would
only
you?
like what 24?
26.
26, yeah.
I mean, he's young.
yeah, I mean, I would re-sign him for like a 2-year deal
Yeah,
and let J.J. sit for a little while. I don't see
or
why not.
franchise tag him maybe, get him like. Although that's like a $40 million
could.
franchise
Yeah.
tag, I'm pretty sure.
What is the franchise tag? I have no idea.
You'd like keep the player for an extra year, I think.
But
and
what?
then-
Like, how does it work?
I
Do
don't
you
know
guys
exactly.
I don't really.
Jeez,
I just
dude.
know it
This
from
is exactly
Madden.
why misinformation tags get hit on podcasts.
The
It's
NFL
people
just
like
comes up
you
with stuff and expects us to
slinging words
understand it.
around, terms around that you don't even understand yourself. This is crazy,
That's true.
dude.
It's
This is
how
crazy.
I understand it is that if the players at the end of his contract, the team can. It's kind of like a team option. They can choose to like have the player for one
And
more
they
year.
can match the offer of another team, right?
Yeah, well, they
That's
have
right.
to like match his market value or something like that. I think. Is how it
Yeah, I
works.
think it is like the average market value for that
I
position.
thought it was like if some like a team like say the Niners come and offer him more money than his current contract or whatever, then the Vikings have a chance to match that offer, and if they can match it, then they get to keep Darnold. I thought that's. How
I think
it
that's an option, but I think franchise tagging is different. I think franchise tagging is like an actual thing you can do. Is like we're just going to keep him. We'll pay however much, like what the market value is for that position, and then
It's
keep him
so-
for an
I
extra
feel
year.
like it's way more confusing than it needs to be,
It's
all
very
this crap.
heavily geared towards like team favor rather than like player favor.
Oh, it's, yeah, absolutely.
Unless you're in a position like Sam Darnold where you can have another year, make $40 million, and maybe go to the playoffs.
Is that how
again.
much he's making right now?
No, but if you franchise tag them, it would be.
Dude, look at
Yeah.
what happened. Sam Darnold was a nobody in the NFL. He comes and sits behind
I mean,
Purdy
I
for a
wouldn't
year.
say
He comes and
nobody.
sits behind Purdy for a year and probably the best franchise, best organization the NFL's ever seen. And look at him now. He's a star. He's a star.
MVP candidate,
I'm saying,
Sam
no, he's
Darnold.
not. Is he?
The,
like third
the
in
sarcasm
passer. I just-
reeks from over here.
Oh,
just
he's an
saw-
MVP candidate. Look at his stats.
I
No,
just
I'm
saw
talking
video-
about the-
Man,
what
I was like, what? I was
the
like,
Niners thing. I just saw that video of him walking into the locker room the other day, and the caption said like, the Vikings like really love Sam Darnold, and it's just a video of him walking in the locker room, and everyone's like freaking out, throwing water bottle on him, just
Oh, yeah,
shouting,
they
picking him up,
lifted him up
Yeah, I was
and
like,
stuff. I
man,
saw
that's
that.
cool. Yeah, you can tell when
There
the
was so much
quarterbacks
respect.
are
I'm so
sitting
happy.
good.
He was my guy at USC, and then he went to the Jets, and it was a shit show. And then he went,
Didn't-
Everybody
That's right,
goes
he
to
did
the
go
Jets.
and then he went to the Panthers, and it was a shit show.
Bro.
And then he sat and almost won a Super Bowl sitting on the bench with the Niners. And then look at him, he's the guy.
Yeah.
Freaking love it. Man.
Niners don't go to the
Football.
Super Bowl if Darnold's not.
If Darnold's
sitting on the
Darnold's
bench.
not on the bench, they don't go to the
Doesn't
Super Bowl.
happen.
I agree.
Yeah, and I think that's how we end the podcast.
And that's and I think that's
This has
how.
been daddy vibes.
I think that's why we're doing so bad this year.
It's because you don't have that same
Who even
Darnold
is your
energy.
backup?
Brock Purdy.
No. It's the dude with Dobbs, with the guy with no eyebrows.
Oh, Josh
Joshua
Dobbs.
Dobbs.
He's
Yeah.
good.
Why does he have no eyebrows?
What?
He's got alopecia.
Did you
he
say he's
doesn't.
good?
No,
He
he
is
doesn't.
good. Yeah, he does.
Like Jada Pinkett Smith.
Yeah.
Hey,
Don't talk about my wife.
I was.
He's just not a whore. He's just.
Is Jada? Oh yeah, I guess that's right. Yeah, because that's right. She did come out at the table and talk about all that crap she did right in front of. That was weird, dude.
Well,
you guys
yeah,
remember that when all
wait,
that was
what-
happening?
Wait, I'm trying. Wasn't it that she was like in front of Will said like I'm
yeah.
dating someone else?
They literally
or whatever
have-
it was?
No, she had an
They have a
entanglement
round-
with one of her son's friends.
Yes, dude.
No, I don't know this.
with
Hang
Jada
on,
and Fred.
what?
Yeah, dude, and Tupac and like, but here's
Where
but,
the hell did Tupac come from?
dude.
Wait,
So, but here,
No,
here,
because she's been.
she's been a thing with
She
Tupac
was
for a while.
talking about. She's trying to involve herself in other people's lives, like just pretending that she had a relationship with Tupac. What that never happened. Like,
Yeah, dude. And then like she has this thing. Will's talked about it. How like in their family they do this thing where they sit at this table, and at that table they call it the round table, and they say that their kids can tell them anything and they won't get in trouble. They won't get looked down on. I mean anything like that. And so they go to this table, and then they made like a podcast about it, I guess. And then like that's
The
how
red table.
The red table, yeah, it's how it all.
because
kinda
that's a good
started.
idea for.
Yeah. So and that came up in like, it's just Will Smith's mind is
He's
so
a cuck.
fast. I never thought I would agree with that in a million years, or hear anyone say it. But
He's
I
a
do. I agree.
textbook.
So what did
cuck.
he?
Yes,
what
it
did he
is.
say to?
Do you know what that means?
Yeah.
Well, no, he's just. It's just the fact that they're still together.
Yeah.
Cuckold.
Like, and he's just like, and then the whole slap during the Oscars.
Yeah.
It's
That made
funny.
me. I was so sad after that, man.
Dude,
That
why?
was-
He's the
just
man is
fried.
whipped,
It was-
man. Like he's not mentally well. He's
Did you guys?
Wait,
You guys
said
know
he's-
Nate Bargatze, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Nate
He
Bargatze.
just came out with a new stand-up.
he was on SNL this weekend.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Was it good?
I didn't watch it. I don't watch SNL. It sucks.
Nate Bargatze tight.
My parents
yeah, it does
loved him.
suck.
They went to go see him live and said it was.
I really want to see him
phenomenal.
live. He comes back to Atlanta in November, but his new stand up he just dropped on Netflix, like literally a couple nights ago. It's really good. It's
Okay,
really funny.
I'll check it out. I
Yeah,
love him.
He literally talks about that nose spray what was it, Afrin or you know what I'm talking
I
about?
think
That
I know
nasal
what
spray
you're
when
talking
you
about.
like your nose is dry, you spray that's like called like Afrin
Oh,
or something
yeah,
like that.
something
But
like that. Yeah, I know
my
what
dad
you're
and I were literally talking about that earlier in the day about Afrin. My dad was telling me you can get addicted to it, like real time, like you can really get addicted to it. Like just it says don't use it for more than 3 days on the bottle, and then eventually you'll use it more than that, and your nose will just be dry all the time unless you use that Afrin stuff, and like you literally can't not breathe without it. Like it's crazy. And so
That's nuts.
Yeah,
That
my dad
sounds
was telling me
illegal.
about it. Yeah, and I was like, what in the world? But it's a thing you buy over the counter, and then
So you
it
bought
was-
8 packets of it? Or?
Yeah, so I bought 8 packets of it, and we just put one in each nostril.
Nice.
No, but then Nate Bargatze has a piece in his stand-up talking about Afrin. He's like, my dad used it for like 55 years. He's like, what? He's like, what drug in the world can you use that long? He's like, literally, it says on the bottle, like, don't use for more than 3 days. Dude, it's so funny. It is hilarious. He's
I
probably
love
one of my
Nate. Dude.
favorites.
Nate's got such a he's awesome. He's one of the I don't know. There aren't many comedians out there that I just like love almost anything. That Nate Bargatze is one of those. What comedians do you guys listen to these days, if any?
Just Nate.
Just Nate?
Yeah, I like Andrew Schultz and Shane Gillis a lot.
I like Shane.
Shane's so funny,
like Shane
bro. We need
Gillis.
another
I like-
Tyler season.
I like Bill Burr.
Bill Burr's
like-
always good.
Obviously, I think everybody likes Dave Chappelle.
Does he even
I
do
started getting
anything?
into Louis C.K. recently.
A couple years ago.
Yeah, pre or post
Louis,
cancellation.
oh, you like pervs? Nice.
Prep. Yeah.
We're all about supporting the pervs.
I didn't know.
Louis C.K. beat his meat in front of like his.
I didn't
girl
say I
boys.
support him. I said I've been listening to him.
That's support.
Yeah,
No,
I
I'm
was
just
like, wait
kidding.
a minute, wait a
Some
minute.
videos popped up and I,
I don't.
laughed. No, but
I listen to
You're a
Louis
prude.
C.K. too.
yeah,
He's funny. He was.
Yeah,
He's
we
got
know
some.
you do.
Hell yeah, I
You
do the
listen
same
to it
thing.
pre and post.
I'm just kidding.
He's
I
got
don't do
some.
that.
He's got some good bits. I enjoy.
Yeah, he's very funny.
I'm not. I think I listened to his stuff and Burr like a couple times, and it's not my type of humor. I just like
Norm Macdonald's probably my
Norm-
favorite
yep, I
of all
Norm-
time.
who?
I love
Norm
him.
Macdonald.
Norm McDonald.
Norm
Norm
McDonald.
McDonald. What a name, Norm McDonald. Like
He's the
you have
greatest.
2 letters back to back that you can't literally tell.
Norm
It's just you
Macdonald
just
had
say
a
it back
phone.
back to back.
Norm
McDonald.
McDonald.
Norm
But it
McDonald.
sounds like you're saying Nor McDonald.
I have.
It's like when you say desks.
Neither
the
this
plural-
nor
plural form
McDonald.
Desks.
It's not the same.
Say desks.
Desk.
It's
Say
like
desks.
saying desks. It's like saying crisp. Yeah, like starts at the
Crisps.
front of your mouth and then like moves back with each letter. It's like crisp. Each
Yeah.
letter
It's like
moves
saying
with
crisp
it.
pork.
Sorry. Oh yeah.
Or Krispy Kreme.
Or crisp pine.
Crisp pork. What the hell is crisp pork?
Crisp pork.
Crisp.
It's
pork.
like saying crisp pork.
I got some crisp pork in the fridge right now.
You told me about that.
I smoked a butt yesterday for like 8 hours.
Like a cigarette.
Yes, like a cigarette butt, a
Okay.
cigar butt.
Ah.
We grind them up and put them in a barrel and throw it on the Traeger. Dude, it's so
Delicious.
good though, dude. It's so good. But I think
I need to
that-
try some.
I think everybody ate all the bread, so
Oh, well, that's disappointing.
yeah, it is. But that Traeger was one of the best things I ever bought.
What's the greatest thing you've ever cooked or smoked or grilled or?
Probably a Boston butt, dude. I
Really?
mean, it's so good. Yeah, and like you just make 6 pounds of it, dude. Throw it on there, season it up real good. Throw it on
Yeah.
the Traeger for a few, 8 or 9 hours. Sometimes I've smoked one for like 12 or 13 hours one time, and it's just every time it's good. Like every time. Yeah, you can't beat it.
What about you? What's the greatest thing you've cooked, smoked, grilled, or microwaved?
I make a
Sucked.
mean beef stew.
Do you?
Yeah, it's real potatoes, carrots,
Disgusting.
celery, the beef. It's solid. It's the perfect
disgusting.
consistency. You can either pour it over rice or potatoes, or just keep the
Or you
potatoes.
can pour
in
the
there.
rice and potatoes over it.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
beef stew.
Beef stew,
Dude,
solid.
I'm not a stew fan.
Not a stew guy.
Or chili. Chili and stew.
I'm not
dude?
big into
Oh my
chili,
God.
You
but-
don't like chili?
No, absolutely not.
I like chili, but I'm not like huge into it. It's not.
I
like,
I've never eat chili, but I don't mind it. I like it on
Chili's
a hot dog.
for
Yeah.
Chili's for the
that's the only
beefy
time
guys.
I have it. If it's
On a hot dog, yeah, that's even worse.
No,
Mm-hmm.
no.
That's the only time too. If you have chili by itself, it's like. But if you put it on a hot dog, it's like okay. I can
With some
handle it.
Fritos.
No way. Oh my
and some
gosh,
cheese?
dude. Yeah, let's just
Now I'm
let's just,
actually getting hungry. I'm
let's
not
just
gonna lie.
shove diabetes down our throat. That's like a good idea,
Yeah, well,
Yeah, just some lean meat.
dude. We were at. Did we ever tell you about the time we went to the Braves game and the lady thought Carson was my son?
dude, I was just thinking about
Yeah.
that the other day. Have we
Dude.
told that story on the podcast? I don't know
No,
if we have.
No, but
so
go for it. That was crazy.
we were Jeremy. I was probably 15 or 16 years
That was
old.
So weird.
And Jeremy's not much older than I
How
am.
old are
Probably
you?
like 90 years older than
How
me.
old are you
but
right now?
I'm 25 now.
So I'm 6 years older.
6
than
years
you.
older. Okay.
So you were 16.
I was probably 15 or 16.
So I was
yeah.
21, 22.
But Jeremy takes me to the Oakland A's are in town back at Turner Field, which is in Midtown Atlanta. It's not really important,
Used to be.
but it's important to me that you know that detail that it's in Midtown Atlanta. Used to be in Midtown Atlanta. So we go over there, and this lady, we go to get like a hot dog or something, and this woman,
Hot dog.
hot dog, and this woman looks at me, then looks at Jeremy, Then looks at me, then looks back to Jeremy and says, "This your son?" And we're like, I looked at Jeremy, we just look at each other like, what? And Jeremy goes, yeah. Does he look like me? And then she goes, he gonna look like you.
Yeah. She was like, he gonna look
He
like
gonna
you.
look like you.
It was the weirdest thing. And we walked away and I was like, what?
It's
Like,
like
Fascinating.
So I'm still waiting for when I start to look like you.
maybe when you're like, maybe on our deathbeds and we're all pale.
Yeah, well, maybe when we're both like old, dead, and decayed fully, then we'll finally start to look alike. Yeah.
Dude, that was
a great story.
That was so
I
weird.
know.
Yeah, dude. Maybe you had to be there, but it was crazy.
You did.
It
I'll
was so crazy.
put a picture of. No, I
I'm
won't,
assuming
but-
since you did the accent, it was a black lady.
No, it
Dude,
was
wow.
actually.
Whoa.
'Cause
Whoa,
that sounded like
whoa,
you were
whoa,
doing a very
buddy,
specific
what?
accent.
I
was
was.
not.
I was.
Wow.
That was just how she sounded. She
That
was.
is
just country?
crazy, bro.
Yeah, she was actually. Yeah. Yeah. So
We're gonna have to end the podcast right there.
I think we might. No.
Let's.
But I will cut that
let's
from the
ride,
podcast.
Let's ride this racist.
What's the most racist joke that you're comfortable telling right now?
Okay, we're gonna have to deviate back here to the left a little bit. I'm gonna have to rein you guys back in. All right, you guys are getting a little out of control.
I don't even know a lot of racist jokes.
That's good. It says a lot about your character.
Yeah.
It's good. That's really good.
Yeah.
It's a good thing.
All the jokes I know are just like stupid jokes that don't make sense. Like Norm Macdonald jokes are just like anti-jokes that aren't funny, but I think are funny because I've got a broken sense of humor. And
No,
it's-
Norm Macdonald. Yeah, Norm Macdonald jokes you laugh at because they're so dumb. Like
Yeah.
they're so. Well, it's his little bit jokes. His
Yeah.
actual thought out written jokes are actually incredible.
They're phenomenal.
But he has one where he was like, Spirit Airlines was voted the number 2 worst airlines in America. You know what the worst one was? 9/11 Airlines.
What? That was a joke?
That's a terrible
is
airline.
not
Reminds me
even
of that
funny.
tragedy.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. And then he goes on and he's like, what did he say? I was digging through blood and bone to find my brother.
Oh my gosh. How old is this guy?
Well, he's dead now.
He's
but
dead now, but
wow.
man, legend. The best ever. He was on Conan O'Brien's show, and apparently they had a segment that they ended up not doing, and so they needed to kill like 5 minutes of airtime. And so they had Norm Macdonald out. And so Norm Macdonald told a joke that was like 3.5 minutes long.
The
that
moth
had
joke.
The moth joke. That had the dumb. The
It's
basically
my favorite joke of all time.
It's stupid, but the joke was essentially that this moth goes into a proctologist's office, and he goes
What's
in
a
there.
proctologist?
I don't know, but he goes in there.
No, it's a therapist, right? It's just
Whoa.
therapist.
No. It's so he goes into a proctologist and he's like he's
lot of
he's
misinformation.
talking about how bad his life is and how his like life is in shambles and he doesn't recognize the woman sleeping next to him anymore. And the proctologist is like, "Man, Moth, you're trouble, but why on earth would you come here?" And the Moth said, "Because the light was on." Like, you need to see a therapist. Why the hell would you? It's like, oh.
It doesn't
Wow.
do the
It's
joke
stupid.
justice because it's really like a 3 or 4 minute
Yeah,
long.
he goes on and on about how bad this moth's life is, and like he's got these children that have like Russian names that he lost in the cold of last winter, like all these like wild things, and then just like because the light was on.
The whole point of the joke is just giving you blue balls for a very, very simple payoff.
Yeah, taking you on taking you on a 9-mile hike to show you a dog turd.
That makes me think about what's his name? The Kill Tony guy. Tony. What's his name? What's his
Tony
last name?
Hinchcliffe?
Tony Hinchcliffe when he did that. Not the Trump. Was it even a Trump rally? He did the,
It was the
Republican rally. He did some sort of
something, yeah, I
rally.
know what you're talking
and he
about
was
now.
like making a joke about Puerto Rico, but he was making. If you listen to the context of it, he was making a joke about all of the trash in Puerto Rico, like how it's just. I guess there's like mounds of trash around the country or the.
I mean, the
state or
issue-
whatever.
I don't like they turn it into a race thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it was just a bad joke. Like it wasn't a funny joke. That was if it was a funny joke, people would care less.
Yeah.
But if I just didn't find it very funny.
Did you guys watch the Trump Rogan podcast?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That was so good.
What
huh?
did- yeah, that was I learned a lot about.
It's funny
Donald
hearing
Trump and
Rogan
Lincoln.
try to reel Trump back to the same question over and over. He's like, "What did you think when you walked into the White House the first time?" And he was like, "I knew I had to get stuff done."
He was
like,
talking about the paintings and shit.
Yeah, he's talking about. He's talking about. And then Lincoln's bedroom.
He was
talking
going
about
on old man tangents. It was
Yeah.
funny.
He was. What does he call it? The weave.
Yeah. No, he sounded like Kanye West talking a little bit, but just he just moves on to one thing instead of answering the original question.
Yeah.
But
And then
no,
Rogan kept trying to reel him back. He's like, "But what did you like? What did you feel?
but
what
no,
did
but
you
like-
like? What did it feel like when you walked in? You know what I mean? It was the same thing. He couldn't. It's like he couldn't answer the question. Yeah, it was weird.
It's
But
wild.
But back to Norm.
Bad
One of the funniest things that he'd ever done was you know Conan O'Brien, right?
Yeah.
Who's also one of my favorite comedians.
Love him.
my grandpa got me one of his books one time. Never read it.
Interesting.
I
Maybe
know.
get you
I
that.
have no idea. I have no idea. It was like
We should
10
get
years
Conan
ago.
on the show.
That'd be our next first guest,
I'll make a
and
few
last
calls.
guest.
Yeah.
But he hosted the Tonight Show, and if you know anything about that, he got it basically stolen from him. He got it, and then he lost it within like a year because Jay Leno decided he wanted to unretire and take the show back or whatever.
Jay Leno.
So Norm Macdonald on Conan's last Tonight Show before he was about to get the show taken away, Norm Macdonald comes in with like a box of a gift and some flowers. He's like, "Congratulations on getting the Tonight Show." literally his last show, like his goodbye show.
He's like, welcome. Oh, that's so good.
It was so he does this whole bit about how he's just like congratulating.
I haven't seen this. I need to find
It's
this
so
one.
funny.
How did
It's
he
so
die?
funny.
From old
He had
age?
cancer. He didn't tell anybody about. So he just like one day was like, Norm Macdonald has died.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
super sad.
How old was he?
I mean, he was in his 60s probably, close to 70. But I
It was
mean,
awesome. He had the best OJ jokes
oh yeah,
of all time.
yeah. They
You
took him
can't-
off of Weekend Update because of that.
because his OJ was so good.
Really?
He was making OJ jokes before anybody was. Like
And
before he was
and
even
they were like the best OJ jokes.
like
you
during
could
during
hear.
the court case. not even like post, the verdict.
Mm-hmm.
Like while it was still people weren't sure if he was guilty or innocent. He had already made up his mind with
Yeah.
the comedy. He was talking about how he was but he had some great jokes for that.
Just some of the best stuff. A couple weeks ago, I found myself on one of those like 1 a.m. YouTube things, and it was just like a 45-minute video of like OJ jokes from Norm Macdonald, and it was the best thing in the world. Highly
hilarious.
recommend.
Never heard of him.
Oh, dude, life's about to be changed. I'll send you a video.
We'll see. DJ's a hit or miss with the recommendations on anything related to the TV. So
You're just uncultured.
bro, I don't know, man. I watch a lot.
What do
of
you
stuff.
recommend we watch? Well, you ask us for recommendations. I want to ask you for a recommendation.
Last of Us. You know what movie is really good though that you might have seen it? Shot Caller.
Yeah,
no,
I've seen
I
it.
did
Really
hear about
good.
that one.
Really
though.
good.
Is it good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Who's,
watched
It's a
it a
good
while
movie.
ago.
who's that one? Who directed that one?
It's got Jamie Lannister from,
from
the Game of Thrones.
Oh,
It's
God.
got John Bernthal in it.
I love Bernthal. I'm watching
too.
it. Bernthal's in it. I'm watching it. I don't
Dude,
care.
I love Bernthal.
Don't care. I'm watching it.
It's really good.
Yeah. He plays a little bit against type.
Yeah.
So he's not. Yeah, you'll
Great.
You,
I'm here
You'll
for it.
find out. When
I
you
heard
see
we're
it.
getting another Punisher though, like another.
Oh, are we?
season.
Another
yeah,
season.
yeah, another
Yeah,
season.
he's gonna be in the new season of
Yeah, John-
Daredevil.
Yeah. Oh wait. So we're not getting a new season of Punisher.
Well, not yet, but he's gonna be in the new season of Daredevil.
So that's
which will
like kind of
probably
them
lead into it.
introducing him
Oh,
being back.
yeah.
Why did Disney do that anyways? Disney was like, we're taking all of our shows back to Disney, and then they're like, moved it all over and like, we're canceling Punisher. I'm like, bro, Punisher
It's the right thing.
was so good. But okay, yes, pulling them back over to Disney, but why would they stop the production of Punisher?
I mean, it had 2 seasons. Netflix only usually does like 3 seasons, anyways. Daredevil only had 3 seasons.
What? Oh, you talking about for those kind of shows? Or-
No, for
for
any of
general.
their shows.
Really?
I don't think they
Like the
barely
ori-
have
like the
anything over
originals?
4 or 5 seasons.
A lot of Netflix stuff I've noticed is like they do a lot of miniseries now. Like the Netflix show I worked on was like in the middle of them shooting a bunch of their like miniseries, and now they have like a bunch of like 4-episode things or like 9-episode things or like
Yeah.
2 seasons.
I mean, even Stranger Things, this is what, season 5, and this
season
is it.
5, yeah. That's the
Like
last
there's
one.
there's
And
almost,
that's-
I was about to
that's
ask,
like-
oh, is this the finale?
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
like the longest season or longest run of a show.
and they've
I think
dragged the
Netflix-
shit out of that.
Yeah, they have.
Really?
They should have cut it
You
off
think
in
so?
season 4. Yeah.
How did yeah, that's right, because it ended with them in like the basement of the hospital or whatever, and
Yeah, but
find
then
out
they
about
left
the doctor and
They left on like they
the
do
little
with it.
cliffhanger.
Like Stranger Things got into season 1 was so damn good, and they ended it leading you into season 2. So you're like, here we go. And
Yeah.
then season 2 was good, and then they lead you into season 3 with a cool cliffhanger, and you're like, oh, here we go. But it's like a similar cliffhanger but different. And then season 3, you're like, okay, that was Stranger Things. It was good, but yeah. And then they give you like a cliffhanger that it's a season 4, and then give you a huge reveal in season 4 to pump you up for it. So you're like, oh, here we go. And then the same thing again in season 4. It's just now it just feels repetitive at this point. But I'll watch it. I'm
gonna watch it.
I'm
'cause I
curious
wanna
because
see
all
what
the
ends
kids
up.
look like they're in their 20s now. So
They are.
yeah.
They
So
actually
how's that
are.
gonna work? graduating high school when you're 26.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they'll do some kind of time jump.
I mean, granted, I could probably, if I wanted to, I could probably look young enough.
Tobey Maguire was like 34 when he was playing a high school junior in the first Spider-Man movie. So
That's fair.
and Joe Manganiello looked about 40. So I think
Joe who? Manganiello?
he's the guy in that scene where where Toby's like, I don't want to fight. He's like, I wouldn't want to fight me neither. And then and then they fight.
I love old superhero movie dialogue.
Yeah, it's goofy. It's funny. It's
What?
funny stuff.
You guys
Remember the,
saw
like, pencil neck.
you guys saw Fallout, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've seen the season?
Oh, not the show. No.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've heard it's phenomenal. I haven't
You
seen it
gotta
yet,
watch
though.
it. Yeah,
pretty
because
good.
they're recording season 2. Yeah, it's really good.
I
Really
need
good.
to see it.
And they kept it like I was surprised at how much they kept
That's
from
what
the
I've heard,
game.
that
Yeah,
it's
like
just, like,
even
really-
in like the first episode, there's a scene where there's a little bit of shooting happening, and the main character's like running through the vault, and she picks up like these like stim packs. You know what I mean? Like in the room, and then she picks up like this gun that shoots just like Fallout, like
Yeah.
it's shooting like these needles or whatever. Like it's
That's sick.
yeah, it's cool. I was
Well,
like,
I
that's
heard
kinda nuts.
I saw this interview with Todd Howard. For those who don't know, the creator of Fallout, Bethesda. But he did. Someone asked him if he was going to do a show, if they're going to do a show for like Skyrim or some of the other Bethesda games, and he said no because the one for Fallout just came so naturally. And I'm wondering why that's probably why it's so good, is because they're just like, oh, this is writing itself at this point.
It came out
So
to
I'm
Last
excited
of
to
Us
see it.
also, so I feel like Last of Us set a really good standard for video game to
Yeah.
show. Like it's like if you guys can't do what Neil and them did,
Yeah.
don't even bother.
I've
'Cause-
got an idea for a game I want to turn to a movie. I won't say it on the
what?
pod.
What do
but
you
I
want to
wanna
say?
do.
So why don't you say it? Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
The thing is, The Last of Us is so cinematic. Like
Yes.
it translates really well to the screen.
Yeah,
So that
absolutely.
I don't think that's the approach you have to take with every video game adaptation.
What other video game that's not cinematic would you say would make a good show?
Well, Sonic is doing amazing right now.
Sonic?
3 movies in.
But hasn't Sonic
They made a
been-
Mario movie,
Yeah,
which was
yeah.
Pretty
Hasn't
good. They made
a few of
hasn't
those.
Sonic been like these are not the first Sonic movies in the world.
Yeah, they are.
There's never been a Sonic movie or there's been shows.
Maybe cartoons.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not a live action.
Oh, it's live action.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Do you not know any? Your kids don't even watch it?
No.
They're really popular. The
Yeah.
Sonic movies. Yeah. Like
Insane.
Idris
insane.
Elba
yeah.
did a voice of Knuckles in the second movie, and
They got a
Keanu Reeves
couple-
is playing Shadow in the new one.
Yeah,
got
but
a
it's
couple
like
Oscar
And Jim Carrey's
nominations.
hilarious in these movies too.
But what I'm saying isn't even about being cinematic. I was saying like Neil and the director basically agreed that they're not going to deviate from the original story of the game unless it makes more sense to do so, to expound upon something specifically. So it's like, you know, I don't know, like the episode with what's his name in crap. Why am I having a mind blank? It's my favorite show and game of all time. The gay guys and Last of Us.
Oh, Frank and
Yeah, Frankie.
I forgot his name.
I
It's not
don't-
David. No, David's the
David,
other
what?
guy.
What?
Oh.
Not even close. But yeah, Frank and his lover. But that episode, they had talked about it, and they're like, you know, the game hits on it a little bit, and in the game, Frank hangs himself because he hates his husband or
Oh,
whatever,
yeah.
boyfriend, because he feels like he's kept him captured. And he's like, he left him a note and said, I couldn't do this anymore. Like, you don't let me leave, blah, 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 blah. So in the game, he kills himself because he wants to get away from him, and he can't. But in the show, they're like, oh, it's an opportunity to expound on the love and blah, 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 and push the agenda. And so they're like, make a whole episode about it. And so that's what I'm talking about. Like, they just had a really good, like, healthy way to, like,
approach the show.
yeah, and just bring it forward. Like, and the director said that. He's like, look, Neil's the one who's basically calling the shots on this. Like,
Yeah.
what we can change, what we can't. And Neil's doing, like, if it makes sense to deviate, we'll deviate. You know, like, it just seems like they did it the right way.
Yeah.
But
that's
if you
awesome.
start popping out game shows just for the hell of it, I mean, half of them are going to be
wouldn't.
ass.
Yeah. You have to, there has to be, I feel like part of what Todd Howard said, it has to be true. Like, there has to come, like, naturally, and, like, because if you force a game to be into a movie, it's not going to be good. But if you're, like something with The Last of Us or Fallout, if it's just like, yeah, this is coming naturally, it's writing itself, like, we know what we're doing.
Well, The Last of
good.
Us original story is not very complex. Like it's
Yeah. you're right.
it's a very tight story.
Yeah.
So it's easy to adapt into film.
Yeah, for
The only thing you're missing is the time spent. Like I feel like the pacing is
Fast
completely
as hell.
different than the game
Yes.
in the movie or in the show because you spend so much time like watching,
Traveling.
traveling, having small conversations that you miss out on in the show, and I feel like the experience in the game is better than the show. But the show works
absolutely.
well enough for people who haven't played the game that it's really only people who have played the game that would have like real critiques or anything.
Yeah.
And the experience is better because it's more immersive, right? Like
Yeah.
you're in control.
Yeah.
You're running through it. You got to take the time. Like you sure you can go on the linear path, right? But there's always the little extra stuff. You got to talk to people, figure stuff
Yeah.
out, right? I mean, that's just.
But to
That'll be
find,
the case.
I think it's impressive to find in a game like in a game like Fallout, where it's like open world, and you can kind of do whatever in a sense. Like to find a story in there to make a TV show out of. I think that's super impressive. I haven't seen it yet though, but I need to.
The way they did it was good. I mean, it's
Yeah.
a really good show. Yeah, I mean, the first episode's sick. I mean, how they introduced the Fallout. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just it was
Yeah,
just-
that
it-
opening
they just-
sequence is phenomenal.
Yeah,
Is
it's just
it?
great.
I haven't
Yeah.
seen. I literally
Yeah.
haven't seen a second
on
of
Prime,
it,
yeah,
so
you should
I'm
watch
gonna.
it.
I might watch it
Like it really,
tonight or tomorrow. Not tonight, but
because obviously the what happened, like nuclear bombs go off and that creates the scenario that you're in Fallout, obviously. But it shows that day one, and it's pretty remarkable how it really lets you sit with the fear and the like of the actual, the bombs dropping, because it shows you the first one and then it lights up the sky.
Yeah, and
and
you see all of them.
and you see it in the reflection and whatnot, and it's like it's still the way it's executed with the actors and the perspective is amazing. Like
need to
it,
check this
that
out.
locked me in from the get go in the show.
well,
At
I will be
first,
watching it and we'll be reporting back
Live.
live tomorrow.
Yes. Did you guys watch the new Beast Game show?
Yes.
Really?
No, I
I've
saw a trailer for it and a couple seconds of it.
The only stuff I've seen was that I've seen some things say that it was bad, but then I saw some ratings show it was good. So I'm like, which one is it?
I don't know. I could tell just from the trailer and the little bits I saw, they put a bunch of money into this show. So I'm eager to see what it's all about.
I just started Squid Game season 2.
I haven't
So-
seen. The
I haven't
first
even
one.
seen the first
It's
one.
so good, dude.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
It's some-
Sell me on it. Tell
Yeah,
me why
sell
it's so
me
good.
on it. I don't know what's happening.
So
in
the
this.
premise is there is this secret, not like a secret society, but like a secret game that ran like a very incognito man in a suit will go and find people that are in tremendous debt or super poor or living on the street or whatever, and he'll play a game with them, and then he'll give them an invitation to this game, which is kind of like these Mr. Beast games, but whatever. But what they do is they collect somewhere between 450 and 500 people, and they all invite them, and then they are given the option to play these games, and they can leave at any time they want, or based on the round, but they don't tell them initially, but after they play these games, if you're eliminated, they kill you. So like the first game they play, I think in season 1, is red light, green light. So everybody's just thinking they're
Do they
playing.
know that they're gonna die?
No. So they line up or whatever, and it's just this giant robot that looks like a little doll girl, and she's got cameras for eyes
Yeah,
or
I've seen
whatever.
that.
So she goes red light, green light, or whatever, and so green light, people are running, and then red light, and then they stop, or some people misstep or trip over or whatever, and then all of a sudden you see these doors open, and then rifles point out. And they kill everybody who didn't stop, and then all of a sudden
That's
everybody,
intense.
so all of a sudden everybody's freaking out and not knowing what to do, and then basically that's the competition. The problem is, and the premise, what's so brilliant about the writing is the thought is, what logical person would stick around for these games, right? So like what would be the pull to keep someone
Yeah,
keep
like, do they
going in
win
this?
or
Yeah, like
something?
why would you not preserve your life, rather than just chasing a prize? But
What's the prize?
with everybody, it's money, but it's a fuckload of money. Like it's like
and
a
they tell them
over-
that in the beginning.
Yeah. So, but they basically make it more interesting, because once whoever dies or however many people get eliminated, the pot goes up. So each person getting eliminated adds like a few $100,000, or a $250,000 or
interesting.
something like that. So it keeps adding money to the pot as people get eliminated. So then people break up into groups, and there's like political, not really political, but more like just people scheming against each other, and there's backstabbings, and all to win these. And these are little children's games. Like there's one game where you have etched like a cookie, and you have to get the shape out of the cookie without it breaking, and then it's if you don't, you die. Like they literally just like if you crack it just on the edge, a guy in a pink suit walks up, pop, just takes you out. Like it's just like that. Like
so, I started the first episode, and then just took so long to get to the games. Like the old guys like walking in the apartment or whatever. I was like, dude, this is so dumb. I don't want to watch this crap.
You gotta. Your issue is you cannot get through a setup.
Yes, that is absolutely right. It's got to get me in like the first like couple minutes.
You need this guy needs a cold open with everything he watches.
He does.
So basically, you would need. You got to get through that first because you have to establish the characters and what their motivations are and all that. Like can't just jump into the action like that with that kind of show.
Sometimes you can.
Sometimes you can.
If you want to get jumped into the action, watch Lost. I've never been hooked on a show faster than Lost.
I can't.
I seriously was hooked on Lost in 3 seconds. It's nuts.
Yeah, but is the ending worth the journey?
Yes.
Is it over? Is the show over?
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's been over.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
it was like a
people were
2010.
People didn't like the ending. So
Really?
There's a lot of. I don't love the ending, but it makes sense story wise. It just doesn't make sense. Like, why would you do it like that?
Well, that's why I don't like J.J. Abrams. Like I don't dislike him, but I don't really like the way he tells stories.
The unfortunate thing with Lost, and I found this out years later, but the unfortunate thing with Lost is that like the pivotal season, like 3 and 4, there was a massive writer strike.
Oh yeah.
And I think J.J. Abrams ended up leaving the show, and then a bunch of like just happens, and then they had to develop a bunch of other stuff that didn't make any sense, and then they're just like, well, we've already dug ourselves in this hole, let's figure it out, and they made it work. Like the ending makes sense for the show, but it doesn't. It's not a great ending.
It's not satisfying.
But at least watch the first 3 seasons and then call it quits, because it's seriously the first 3 seasons are some of the best 3 seasons in television.
But it's so old.
It's not old. 2005-8 is not old. That's
about 20 years ago.
That's
But
when Breaking Bad came out in like 2009.
Well, what are you watching?
right now, nothing.
Oh,
I know. I'm kind of out. I've kind of gone through everything.
well, you should watch Squid Game because it's
I might have
awesome.
to give it another shot.
I'll check out Fallout and Squid Game
If
after.
when you get to the games, does it just stay like
Yeah.
hyped up?
Yeah. Like
Okay.
there's some outside things that happen,
Sure.
but it's a small part.
Yeah.
Like it pretty much you're immersed into because you're following that guy, trying to survive.
You watch the dub version?
Yeah.
So you do
Because
watch the English version?
I'm usually doing something while I'm watching it, so
So you're not really watching it.
I'm watching it, and I'm not watching it. But it's just so I'm not missing anything in the dialogue.
Like
makes
watching
sense.
it with.
We still need
What
to
was
take
it that you said
Carson-
on the last episode? Is I'm watching without audio? Or?
We still need to take Carson
Yeah.
and watch that. What's that Josh Brolin movie that we love?
No Country for Old Men.
No, the other one, the one where it's the crazy twist at the end, and
Oh, Old Boy.
yeah,
Oh, Old Boy. We talked about that on like the very first episode.
Yeah, we did.
because he was like, "Oh, the Korean version is so much better; it's a staple." And then I was like,
It
Have
is.
you ever seen it? He's like, "No."
It doesn't. Yeah.
See,
I'm just
there
saying.
you saw it.
I'm just saying that's what the general
Purple cotton
opinion
candy
of
is the
it.
best, dude. The best. You guys got to have purple cotton candy. I've never had it, but it's the best. You got to try it.
I'm just saying. Would you rather watch the original or the remake?
Just like you do with Squid Games.
What do you mean?
That
You just said you watched the dub
depends.
version.
Yeah, that's the same thing.
You watched the English version.
That's not a remake.
That's not. Yeah, that's not. It's not. It's just a
Dude,
voiceover.
Jordan is a real deal. All right, he watches the real version and reads the subtitles.
I do
that's
that
what
with
I- that's what
movies,
I would
but
do.
Yeah,
with a
right.
series, if I'm watching 10, 12 hours of it, I'm
Bro,
not
If
just
it's
going
an
to sit.
anime,
You're-
I'll watch the
you're full
dub.
of
But
it.
if it's like a live action show, I'll do
This dude has his watch on
subtitles.
military time, bro. You cannot trust a word he says.
Because that's what my job does.
Oh my
Amazon
gosh,
does
because you can't
military
figure it out.
Because
guess
it's
that makes-
24/7.
I guess that makes
so.
sense. Yeah, that
24/7. So is that how you guys literally all refer to time in your? Really, everybody does.
You
I mean, people have been there a while.
Like schedule wise, you're like, yeah, you got to come in tomorrow at 0600.
Yeah, because people are scheduled for the same times, AM and PM. So if you do, if it's a way to not get scheduling confusing and like pick up times and drop off times.
That
and all
makes sense.
Stuff. So
I heard the FAA just passed some like drone stuff, so Amazon's like allowed to actually like start testing their drone deliveries now.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's like FAA is super restrictive on anything in the sky. I mean, just by the drone stuff.
Yeah.
But
Can you confirm or deny?
no matter what he thinks, dude.
My name
I
is
saw it.
DJ.
That's
Capital D,
that's
lowercase
that's
j.
a statement.
Right?
Capital D,
No.
lowercase j.
Only on
He hates
Facebook.
Like the
something like that.
Jaguar,
He likes
the new
capital
Jaguar
DJ.
logo. You what?
Oh, the new Jaguars.
Have you seen what Jaguars?
Crazy.
They made an announcement, which
Their marketing idea was so bad.
well, their whole thing. So like at the beginning
Change
of the
everything,
year,
or
and
copy
like
nothing.
in like February, and also their grammar was bad. Anyway, because they said live vivid, it's live vividly. You have to. It's anyway, but that like in February they were like. They said, "Hey, we're not going to make any cars this year. We're just going to take a year off."
I didn't know they were making cars anyways.
Which is they're making electric.
I never
cars.
see a Jaguar.
They
on the
make
road.
electric cars that people don't buy, but I mean, that's like that'd be like Jeremy saying like, "Hey, I'm not gonna paint houses or do any like flooring this year. I'm just gonna take a." Yeah, it just like doesn't make
Take
sense
a
for a
sabbatical.
company to do that.
Take a sabbatical.
Yeah. But anyway, but then they come back with the worst branding, like.
That marketing was very odd.
But their logo is like lowercase j, capital A, capital G, lowercase a, lowercase u, or capital U, or lowercase u, we don't know, and then like lowercase r. Like it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, even the videos they were dropping on their new car stuff was weird. Like it was just weird. It was
They
like, what
released
are
like
you
a
talking about?
a woke campaign ad rather than announce a car, which when you're a car company, isn't necessarily the best thing you can do.
Well, I remember when I saw the
Or a
ad or saw a
company.
clip of the ad,
Yeah,
I
when
thought
you're
it was a joke. Like I
did too.
I was like,
The pink one with all the people.
yeah, I thought it was like a satirical thing, and then I was like, oh no.
Yeah, they deleted everything off of all their social media and then replaced it with a new logo in this ad and said, "We're back, baby." And it was like,
If anything, they got us talking about Jaguar. So
I mean, that's true. I mean, yeah. I mean, if that was what they were going for, they got it. But
that's an any press is good press type of.
yeah. But it's so funny to me. Like, hey, we're a car company. We're gonna not make any cars and then make a huge announcement, but we're not gonna announce a car. We're just gonna
makes no sense.
have a weird ad with.
It's just what audience are you trying to get? Like,
Dude.
Yeah, and the only audience Jaguar has is people who like James Bond. Yeah, go for it.
except James Bond loves Aston Martins.
No, James Bond at Jaguar.
I don't think so.
It's fact
Look
check.
it up.
Dude, do you guys think Trump's serious about the whole Canada being the next state?
I heard about
That'd be-
this.
that's a-
I don't know.
That was crazy. When
I
he
think
said
that's
Governor Trudeau.
hilarious.
Did Trudeau step down yet?
No, I think he's still because he got reelected fairly recently. I
No,
think.
but he's been talking about stepping down. I mean, that's a legitimate
Oh.
thing. Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't
And then
pay
Trump
attention to-
referred to him as like Governor Trudeau the other day.
I
was
barely pay attention to American politics. I have no idea what's happening in
Yeah,
Canada.
yeah. Well, Trump's talking about getting Canada to be. The
I saw a video.
next state,
I thought that was a joke. Is that real? Like, is that
yeah,
an actual
no,
thing that he's
legit.
like?
Yeah, he's like Canadians want it. Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it'll happen,
I
but
don't
I
either.
think it'd be the same as like Puerto Rico or something.
Dude,
but,
did you? But
nobody cares about
because
Canada.
of this conversation, though. But how cool would it be to be able to go to Canada without any restrictions? Like just drive
Yeah,
out
I've
there?
never been
I
to
think it'd be
Canada.
Why would you
I would
want
love
to go to Canada?
Dude,
Niagara
snow, I don't know.
Falls,
Yeah,
snow.
Niagara Falls.
You guys snow in America.
Not in Niagara Falls.
That's true.
Yeah, but I don't. That's
But
a
did
lot
you
of water.
know? It's windy outside. Did you guys know that Canada, like 75% of the population lives like in the bottom corner, like just
Oh,
right
yeah.
above
Oh,
like,
yeah.
New York?
Yeah.
I didn't know that because it's
Yeah,
all
it's
rocks
all
and
on
crap.
that-
Because it's
Yeah.
all damn forest and
Rocks.
mountains and
It's like rocks.
yeah,
Possible, yeah. Just
Which is
uninhabitable.
nuts. Yeah.
yeah.
I didn't know that. I'm like, dude, you guys have a huge stinking country, and you
Yeah,
guys can't.
it's not a real country.
Yeah,
It's Canada.
they're just like moochers.
It's just a place.
Is
It's
Greenland a real country?
Depends who you ask. Depends what
I'm
map you're
asking
looking
you.
at. I usually temper my answer towards yes,
Is
Kick.
what a,
but
So-
nobody lives there.
where?
In Greenland.
Oh,
There
Greenland.
are more trees than people in Greenland. That's a fact.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
No,
crazy.
no. I lied.
Iceland.
There are no trees in Greenland.
This guy.
Yeah.
We base
You remember
everything
always
we
back.
say on this podcast
More
on
trees
fact.
than people. I'm pretty sure that's like every fucking place ever. But yeah, no trees in Greenland.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, hold
There's
on,
more
hold on.
grass than people.
There's more grains of sand than people on this planet. Did you know that?
That's crazy.
God, we need
You
to
idiot.
wrap this up.
Yeah, it's been fun. It's been fun, but I think we hit our mark here. We had to call it. We had to do a short episode anyways, and we're probably just shy of an hour.
Yeah, so it's not even really a shorter episode, except for it is because the episode that will have come up before this one is 1 hour and 12 minutes long, I believe.
Yeah, so we're about 20. So we just need to figure out stuff to talk about for another 20 minutes.
Nope.
We can talk about Barney.
We can talk about how I
had
have
a
to
Barney
drive all the way to
birthday.
Athens.
You did?
Yeah, when I was a little kid.
I love
When I was like
Barney, bro.
3, I think.
I just put my kids on Barney.
I don't remember things when I was
Really?
3.
You don't?
I remember pictures.
You remember pictures being taken of you, or you remember?
Like
I
you
remember looking
seeing
at
a picture
pictures.
of you when you were 3. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Wow.
I see
Yeah.
how it is.
Interesting.
I think it's trauma. I don't know.
It's probably a little bit of both.
Yeah. I think it's just from Barney. Trauma from Barney.
It could be.
It's
Barney,
it's Barney's trauma that you're feeling.
You just need to step out of the
Spirit
box a
animal.
little bit.
Yeah, once you
Yeah.
just
Out of the box. Out of the box.
That was a good show,
I know
I
that.
think. Do you remember that show?
That sounds super.
You remember Bear in the Big
super
Blue
fun.
House?
Of course.
Yes,
put that
I
on for my kids the other day.
remember.
They're like,
the
"What the hell is
TV.
this?"
You remember what?
I remember the TV.
What?
Yeah, like
TV?
television shows,
Like a TV?
like the
Cartoon Network.
TV. Like I remember
Cat
that
Dog?
we had a TV.
Like your old TV?
I remember ATV that we watched stuff on.
Like
yeah.
like an ATV?
Like an
like
ATV.
a 4-wheeler.
Yeah, like a 4-wheeler.
That's crazy.
I'm talking about 7 different
Dude.
things. Oh, damn it! Damn it!
And with that, we thank you.
Damn it!
I cannot remember what I was about to say, but that's a good time to wrap it up.
How long have we been going? Is that
About 57.
7 minutes.
at least 6?
7 mo. 7 mo.
All right. Well, like and subscribe. We love it. We love it. Like and subscribe.
Thank you.
See you next year.
Happy New Year!